Holla holla, welcome to Just Ikiai, one and only, you know who it is. Welcome, and in this video, guys, I'm just gonna be taking you with me on a journey that I grew up in as a child, surviving in this hood, in this ghetto. Most of my peers, most of my buddies, most of them don't exist, and they all but I just want to take you through. So this is basically where I was living when I was a kid, and with me I got my nephew Michael. I got a few other friends of mine. I also have the company of NK, aka and Jerry, the brand, and we got Ann Kobinata. So we'll be taking you through the journey. So basically, this area is called. Kisumundogo is called Kiandururu, this area, Madare. And it's down in the ghettos. It's one of the most dangerous slum. And as a kid, this is where I used to live. And would walk from this place and cross one of the most dangerous road at the time. It's called Juja Road. We lost a lot of kids crossing that road going to school, because we used to go to a school called Eastleigh Airport. And you can see these guys here in front of us. You can see these guys. These guys, they were timing the cameras. They were looking at the cameras and the cell phones we were holding on to. So my nephew had to tell his boys to keep an eye on them, because they were really waiting. And some of us, people from Poland, like Jerry, Kimani, they just think they're in Poland, carrying their bag and throwing their phones around. Then you got Kobe Nata, they're just showing off their cell phone. And these guys were really looking, and my nephew had to tell his friends to keep an eye on the guys, because it's not one of the safest places when you remove electronic gadgets. So as you can see, we just browsing, and I'll tell you for sure, when I was growing up, there was no tarmac road. It looks like the current government is really doing a good job, because they have tarmac road. In my older days, we didn't have those concrete buildings. We never had this tarmac road. They all used to be dirt, and all the buildings were shanties made of mud houses, cardboard, and iron sheet, and all that kind of stuff. And whenever people used to do, there's a lot of illegal brewing there. It's called changa. Here in America, they call it moonshine. So the houses will tend to burn down, like literally the whole place will be on fire. Everything get destroyed. Yeah. So guys, join the trip. All aboard. Let me take you around the journey of my life. So every morning you'd wake up and run to school from here. As you can see, walk and run early in the morning, because those days they used to have those corporal punishment, where the teachers will be waiting for you when you're standing outside. And if you get late, even if it's a minute or a few seconds, they'll make you kneel down, and you get a beat up, you get a whooping. And you can't even imagine early in the morning when it's so cold. Nobody was spared, even the ladies. That's Kobe Nata. And you got Anma Ora right there. I don't know where Jerry is, and that's my nephew. So we just walking, making sure everybody's still safe, because this is the hood, this is the ghetto life in Madari. So as you can see, one thing I'm gonna talk about the ghettos here. Like, if you realize, there's a lot of food, vegetables, affordable. You literally can't go hungry in this neighborhood, because there's too much food in this area. There's all kinds of vegetables, there's a lot of meat, there's cereals, there's literally everything. Everything, As you can see, these cabbages here, they're going bad because, And now this road is called Juja Road. I have lost so many of my friends when we were growing up. We lost so many friends here from grade 1 to up to around 5th grade, because those days the road never used to be this slow. So as you cross Juja Road now, this gas station used to be called Esso petrol station those days, but now it looks like they have a different name. And now we're in Eastleigh First Avenue. Eastleigh First Avenue. So this is the famous Eastleigh. Eastleigh count goes all the way from section 1 to section 3. Right? So this is Eastleigh First Avenue. So this is basically section 1 of Eastleigh. And as you can see how it looks right now, it looks messy, it looks chaotic. But in those former days, Eastleigh never used to look like this, because the population at the time was very low in Nairobi city. But lately, because of the urban migration, the population has skyrocketed. Like, it's literally so many people from all over the country, different countries, refugees, and like Eastleigh now has more predominantly Somali people, and also Ethiopians, and have people from Tanzania. It's got everybody from all the walks of life, different countries, refugees, Kenyans, and everything. So, still walking my way to school, and this is how I used to running to school early in the morning. And right down the street there's a mosque. We used to go there since my mom was Muslim. We used to go, or I used to go there. Some of my friends too, because at the time we had a lot of Borana community in this area, Madare. So we used to go and learn the Quran. Okay, we used to go learn the Quran. So there's a mosque right down here in First Avenue, First Street, Eastleigh. And right behind it, there used to be a very big PCA church. So on Saturday, all the kids from the ghetto would go to the church. We would go there because they used to have, some donations, free giveaways, food like milk and bread, and all that kind of good stuff, to give to the needy, to give to the poor. So it should be right down here. And this is the life we basically lived. A lot has changed, except that house is still the same one. And then all these other tall structures, all these other tall buildings, I see they even have all kinds of restaurants. All these things are new. They never exist. They never used to exist at the time. And this was the journey of my life as a kid. Still walking, going to school early in the morning. It doesn't seem to be so far right now because of all the connections of the buildings, and as an adult, you don't see like it's a big deal, but as a child, the distance was too far. If you're in first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, walking on foot to this place used to be a nightmare. Mostly when it rained, you had to run to school, and lunchtime we still had to run back home, eat lunch, and we used to have 45 minutes break and run back to school. So here is the mosque. I used to go learn the Quran. I used to go learn some Arabic there in that mosque right there. And then behind it, there's a big PCA church. We used to go just to just go there, get free food, get free clothing and all that stuff. They used to have a lot of outreach in those days. So this was my life, guys. Enjoy the journey of my life as a kid from first grade to fourth grade before I decided, you know what, I need to go out and live in the same street. So here's a mosque. Let's go to this mosque. And man, we used to get, when you learn the Quran and you don't get it, the Ma'alims used to be so hard. Used to get so hard, But either way, we made it. And this was the story of my life. And this is just the part one. We got more coming up. Guys, let me know what you think. If you want to hear more about the journey of my life, don't just see just Ikiai right now. I come from humble days, very very humble beginnings, guys. I come from very humble beginnings, but I give God the glory, give God the praise. It's not by power, by might, or education, but by faith and grace. All right, like the video. If you're new here, don't forget, click the like, subscribe to this channel, make a comment, and remember, there's nothing that is impossible with God. Bless up yourself.